Hey everyone, I have exactly 15 minutes before I have to zip out to grab our takeout for tonight. So I just wanted to hop on because I said I was going to try to do some Facebook Lives this holiday weekend in the email I sent out to my customers. So I thought I would just hop on and just show you a little bit of something that I was casing. So I received this card from my upline, North Shore Stamper, also known as Angela McKay, for my birthday. And I was like, I totally want to make this card. I want to make it exactly like this, which I have prepped some of the pieces for. But I also wanted to try making it with some of the other DSP from the Poppy Suite, the Painted Poppies Suite, and the bundle. So that is what we are going to do today. So I'm just going to walk you through a couple of quick things. And for those of you who just want to start, hey, Daria, using up supplies that you have, you could easily make this card with any bits of paper. So we'll just walk through some of the dimensions and I'll just kind of show you what we've got going on here. So I wanted to play around with some of the pieces of this paper that I hadn't used yet. And one of the ones that I hadn't used yet, and it's gorgeous, is this one. So this is the one side, which is beautiful, these bright, vibrant florals. And the other side is this Blackberry Bliss polka dots. So as you can see, I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do more, so I decided I would do one of each. So I'd be curious to see which one you guys liked the best. So I'm just going to give you the dimensions that you would use if you wanted to make this card. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to flip the DSP and use the other side of it. You could use just two different DSPs that you really love together. So they're both framed with some cardstock. So you can see I layered this one on black because I thought the black worked better here, bringing out the black in the large floral image. And then I layered this one on Blackberry Bliss. And you can see the card that I was casing, everything was layered on black because black's a very grounding color to use. So this big piece of cardstock is sort of that standard 4 inches by 5 1/4. So that would go on your card front and it still leaves you a little bit of a border because our card front is going to be 5.5 by 4 1/4. So then everything is just 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch smaller. So if this black piece was 4, you can see that my DSP here is 3 7/8. So you could choose to do 3 7/8 or 3 3/4. It just depends how big of a border you want. For this piece down here, the DSP is 1.5 by 3 7/8. So same width as here, but now it's just 1.5. And this one, I guess I didn't say, this one is 5 1/8. And then this piece that I layered on top of it, I did 2 by 4. So you could also do 1 7/8 if you didn't want as much of a border. But you can see I put a bit more border on this strip that's going across there. So I've done that on both. You can see that. Now, this card here, so we're using the Poppy elements. And they, I feel like I've put mine away. It's that really, oh no, here it is. This really neat set of embellishments, I guess. It's like some cutouts, some watercolor images, and some vellum that you can color. Okay, so Peaceful Poppy elements, and so that was what was used in the card that I cased. So this is what I chose to keep going, but I had run out of this little bordering piece here because I'd used it all up in some other designs. So what I did is I happen to have some black foil, which is in the current annual catalog. And then I took one of the dies from the Poppy bundle, the Painted Labels dies. I took this die and I just did it across twice and then joined them together to make that little bit of image. And I like the foil accent. So that was my workaround for that. So there's always a workaround. And so again, this card here has this circle piece. That's one of those elements. Well, I only have one of those left. So again, I just cut a circle out of black foil. So that, I think I decided that one was going to go on there, or maybe, there and there. So that was my plan. So I have these pieces left, which is what was on the original card, and they're going to go up there just like the original card is. Now, The original card had some vellum. So this is this beautiful vellum that you could have earned during Celebration, and it came in 3 shades. It came in blue, this purple, and a light green. So I think, I haven't tried it yet, that you could use the purple on this one and it will look lovely. So we can do the same on both of these, right? We're gonna do that. And then our sentiment was done using this die. So again, this die is from the same set of dies, the painted label dies. And you'll see it on lots of cards right now. It's a really great size. So the card that we're casing was done in white, okay? So white's always going to be, you're never gonna go wrong by choosing white. But I like to, play around with things. So I punched out a few other colors. So we've got Purple Posy, one of our in colors. We've got Flirty Flamingo, which is one of the colors in this DSP. And then I also have Blushing Bride. So I kind of liked the idea of that. I don't know what people think, or if we think the red now and the pink is clashing. And then I thought the Purple Posy kind of looked nice there. Now, bringing in that different element might mean these flowers don't go as well because they are so red with the painted poppy. So what I could then decide to do is move in to one of these watercolor images instead. So I can then use my blends and I could decide to color some of those instead, because then I can color them in whatever I want, or I could color the vellum. So a couple of options there. So I would be curious to hear what you guys think if you wanted to post below, because I'm gonna have to finish these cards up after, so I would love to hear. So I had also thought maybe this Flirty Flamingo, but I don't know if that is too bright. I feel like that might be a little too bright. And then it's also gonna depend on what kind of a card base you use. So the original, I don't even know if I have any still cut, was on Whisper White, and all my pre-cut Whisper White card bases are gone. So let's quickly get one out here. So let's cut this quickly. So if you chose to use Whisper White, normally I would be scoring this. We would go like that. But I was also thinking, if you didn't use Whisper White for the sentiment, then you could use a different color. So remember, this is just a single piece of cardstock cut in half. That's where it's the beauty of making 2 cards at one time, because you're cutting everything in half anyway. So if we keep the white, it sort of ties that in. I don't know what you guys think, if you like the white. The other option I thought was that you could do the lavender, or not the lavender, the Purple Posy as your card base. Or you could do any of the pinks, or you could do the blackberry on this one. You could actually do the blackberry, which might be quite nice. So let's see. Hey, Chandra. If we took this out and we went with the purple, so you could do that, which ties in this piece of vellum. Bring that guy back in, those, and then you could always put the purple back. I don't know. Do we think that's too much purple? Maybe. That's an option, right? Then you could always put the white over on this one. You could do a blackberry card. Do I have blackberry? So just some ideas, right? When you're playing around with stuff, in case you're sort of ever wondering, this is kind of how my creative process goes. Sometimes I know, I'm like, yeah, definitely, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. So I like that, actually. On the blackberry, I like how the black pops out of that. So I think I will definitely keep that on the black. So then, I don't really like that now that I look at it. I don't love that. So that, or I guess you could pull in the purple over here. Maybe. Anyway, I just wanted to throw those ideas out there for you guys. Anyone who's at home, you're crafting, you're kind of wanting to use up the stuff that you already own. You're not in the market to be sort of buying something new. This is an easy layout that you could easily do. You could, of course, not do this vellum piece at all if you had another piece of vellum, or you could do another piece of DSP there. Like I said, you don't need these. You could just have your big sentiment there, something like that. But this is, like I said, this was a card that I got and I was casing it. I liked the layout. I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was pretty easy to reproduce with lots of different DSPs, stamp sets. This ribbon here is the white ribbon. It took me a while to figure that out. But if any of you were lucky enough to get some of this crinkled seam binding ribbon, hey Marika, before it has gone on unavailable at the moment, then that is totally what this ribbon is. And then it was colored with someone's blends to make it that green color. So you could do that. So I would love for any of you that are watching to comment and let me know. So I think I'm definitely going to do the blackberry as a background on this card. So I would love to hear what you think, if I should do the sentiment piece in the purple posy, or if I should see what blackberry looks like, or if we should use the white, although I think that's too much, or use one of the pinks. I would love to hear your thoughts on this card for sure. And then I'd be curious also what you think of this one. Do we put it on the purple posy? Do we put this one on the white maybe? I just feel like the white is such a contrast to that. Or do we, yeah, so I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. And let me know. You like the purple posy on this one. Okay, thank you, Marika. And then would you put purple here? Will we put purple on both of them? Anyhow, just a quick little video to show you what you could be doing, and showing you some of the products. If you have any of these and you haven't really played around with them yet, they are great ones to be using, or great ones to put on your list. These supplies, aside from this vellum, are still available until the end of May. So don't forget about that. And if you want them, be sure to get them. They've been super popular. So I just wanted to share that. And like I said, I'm thankful for Angela, who I'm casing this card from, so not my original design. Okay, I gotta go pick up our dinner. So happy Good Friday to everyone. I hope to get back on the next couple of days with some other things I've been working on. And I hope everyone is staying safe, staying isolated, but getting outside. All right, bye guys.